In the previous episode, after her date with Ajisai, Reinako received a call from Kahu, who hoped she would accompany her to an upcoming cosplay convention. For Reinako, even the small-scale photoshoot they had done before had felt like torture. Attending a large-scale event like this was practically the same as pushing her onto an execution ground. She initially tried to suggest that Kahu ask Satsuki for help instead, but Kahu insisted that she only wanted to go with Reinako, because it was Reinako's encouragement that had given her the courage in the first place. Seeing Kahu's sincerity, Reinako couldn't bring herself to refuse. After warning that she might end up being more of a burden than a help, she reluctantly agreed, only to realize she had fallen for Kahu's trick yet again. It turned out Kahu had already asked Satsuki, but she was busy that day. Meanwhile, Ajisai sought out my aunt, asked if she had intentionally skipped the amusement park date to give Ajisai and Reinako time alone together. Seeing that Ajisai had guessed the truth, Mai didn't try to hide it. In fact, Mai had already decided to step aside and let Ajisai have Reinako. As someone constantly seen as the perfect Mai, she couldn't and wasn't allowed to stop everything for just one person. She loved Reinako deeply, but she was also afraid of being disliked by others. Perhaps letting go was the best choice for everyone. Understanding the weight Mai had been carrying all this time, Ajisai couldn't help but hug her. Not knowing how to comfort Mai, she thought for a moment and asked if Mai would like to go on a date with her again. After school, Reinako went to Kahu's house to practice the dance they would perform at the convention. Watching past performances from the event, Reinako felt that no matter how much she practiced, she would only go from amateur to amateur plus at best. But Kahu reminded her that they were participating to express their love for cosplay. All that mattered was doing their best. Encouraged, Reinako practiced diligently and showed clear improvement by the day of the event. When the day finally arrived, Reinako couldn't help but feel nervous seeing the huge crowd. Despite all her mental preparation, while getting ready backstage, they ran into Kahu's arrival surprisingly. It was Hira, a friend of Haruna whom they had met before. Learning that Reinako was Kahu's external support, Hira smugly announced that she had also brought in a skilled helper and told Kahu to prepare to lose. During the contestants' self-introduction segment, Reinako immediately felt she didn't belong there. Staring at the sea of people, she wanted to flee so badly that she couldn't even remember how she got through her introduction. Then, a familiar voice caught her and Kahu's attention. Turning around, they were shocked to see Satsuki there. She was the helper Sierra had brought in. Realizing this was what Satsuki meant by being busy, Kahu dutifully accused her of betrayal. Satsuki coolly replied that she worked for whoever paid her, and added, "Here, call me the solo cosplayer, Moon." Reinako couldn't help thinking Satsuki was like some legendary mercenary. When she snapped out of it, she noticed Kahu had disappeared. After searching, she found her crouched in a corner. A backstage staff member had accidentally stepped on and broken the contact lenses Kahu had dropped. There was no time to fetch a spare pair before their performance. But without her contacts, Kahu would revert to her insecure, unconfident self. Listening to Kahu's defeated talk and desire to give up, Reinako suddenly head-butted her. Finally, she understood how Kahu must have felt when she had hit Reinako before. If someone as beautiful as you, who stands out everywhere, calls herself ordinary, Reinako said, then what does that make me? Lower than plaintiff? Why care what others think? Isn't stepping onto that stage your dream? If you don't do it now, you're the one who will regret it forever. Let me stand with you and make this dream come true. Feeling Reinako's sincerity, Kahu asked, even if the real me right now will just hold you back. Reinako replied, then let's mess it up together. After all, I've been thinking of running away from the start too. Deeply moved, Kahu hugged Reinako tightly, grateful she hadn't run away and happy that Reinako was the one with her today. Just before going on stage, Kahu remembered what had gotten her into cosplay in the first place back when Reinako used to bring manga to cram school and share them with her. Slowly, Kahu grew to love cosplay, but harsh comments online made her want to quit many times. In the end, she decided to use cosplay to disguise her vulnerable self. And the character she chose to embody was none other than Reinako, who had once appeared before her like a hero. Elsewhere, Ajisai and Mai had just finished a photoshoot. Mai apologized for turning what was supposed to be a date into a work session, but Ajisai assured her she had enjoyed it too. Sensing Mai was still troubled about Reinako, Ajisai gently brought it up. Mai asked not to be worried about and said she just needed some quiet time alone. Respecting her wishes, Ajisai left the restroom only to run into Satsuki passing by. Meanwhile, Reinako and Kahu were resting after their performance. Though they didn't win any awards, Kahu was satisfied just to have participated. At that moment, Satsuki walked by with Ajisai in tow, surprising Reinako. When Ajisai mentioned she had been invited too, Reinako wondered who had invited her and the answer appeared on the screen the very next second. The event organizers had specially invited Mai as a guest. Hearing that Mai was there, Kaho excitedly pulled everyone to watch her segment. Watching Mai shine on stage, Reinako couldn't help but admire how extraordinary she was. Unexpectedly, Ajisai suddenly called out to Mai just as she was about to leave and pulled Reinako along, saying they needed to talk. Ajisai had learned from Satsuki that Mai planned to leave for France and never return. Shocked by the news, Reinako knew it was time to make her choice. She walked up to Mai and asked if she truly wanted Reinako to be with Ajisai. When Mai said yes, Reinako replied, I do really like Ajisai. I realized that after she confessed to me, so I will be with her. But I also like you, Mai. I want to be with both of you at the same time. This explosive statement left both Ajisai and Mai stunned. Seeing Reinako was serious, Ajisai warned it. That's your timing. You know. Reinako nodded. I know. But choosing Ajisai and giving up on you. Or choosing you and giving up on Ajisai. I can't do that. I truly deeply like both of you. Touched by Reinako's honesty, Ajisai was the first to accept Reinako's confession. Seeing Mai still hesitating, Reinako took her hand and said, I'll work hard to become someone worthy of being your partner. So please, don't leave. In the end, Reinako successfully became partners with both Ajisai and Mai. Of course, her beloved gaming console also made its way back to her, though she didn't know what challenges lay ahead. Reinako believed things would only get better from here, until the day Satsuki sent a message, I want to be your lover too. And so, Reinako's story comes to a pause, though it seems her love life is far from over. What happens next will have to wait for season 2. Stay tuned to my channel for the latest updates on the new series.